Pop that tape deck open for a new Awesome Mix 3 because it looks like we are getting a third Guardians movie. I'm Sasha Perlraver, and this is Screen Junkies News. If you just can't get enough of that sweet, sweet Star-Lord action, fret no more. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is not yet out, but James Gunn assures us that a third installment of the franchise is coming. In an interview with Complex talking about his film, The Belko Experiment, at this weekend, he said, quote, "There will be a Guardians 3, that's for sure." Now, let's be honest, none of us are super surprised by that. However, Gunn then went on to say that he is not so sure he'll have anything to do with the threequel, telling Complex, quote, "I gotta figure out where I want to be, what I want to spend the next 3 years of my life doing. You know, I'm gonna make another big movie. Is it the Guardians or something else? I'm just trying to figure it out over the next couple of weeks." Well, with me to help figure all this out, we have Mr. J. Washington, Dan Merle, and on socials, Victor Torres. All right, guys, what do we think? Is this just James Gunn playing the game so that he can get more money from the studio? Or could he actually exit? Yeah!
Wow, look at that.
The James Gunn attempt. I don't know if I want to do 3. Oh, but maybe I will if you give me all of this cashola.
Well, I mean, this is a guy who's still, I'm sure, not only does he have a movie coming out this weekend that he wrote and produced, he's neck deep in Guardians 2 still, and yet people are already asking him about Guardians 3. I don't care who you are. If it was me, I would also be saying, like, I don't know. Can I finish this one? Can you let me finish? It's like when Affleck was trying to do Live by Night, and all they asked for him was Batman questions. It's like, can I finish this thing, and then you ask me about the next thing?
I mean, the difference with that is James Gunn is like, again, the Belko Experiment is one thing, but with Ben Affleck, he's like, yeah, I'm going to be Batman, but I'm going to do all these other movies too. And everybody's like, hey, man, no one cares. No one cares. It's just, let's be realistic. Nobody cares about Ben Affleck's other films. They only cared about, okay, you were in Batman vs. Superman. We got Justice League coming up this year. What are you going to do? So, of course, those are going to be the focal points. With James Gunn, of course, everybody's going to be like, look, we're already expecting high numbers for Guardians 2.
Huge, totally.
Huge numbers. So, are you going to do 3?
Will you do 3?
Will you do 3? It's plain and simple.
Here's the thing that I think is interesting. We can pretty much assume this movie will make enough money that for sure there will be a third one. Let's say James Gunn isn't playing the money game, and James Gunn actually is like, I want to go do other creative projects.
It's just fair enough. He's been doing these for like 5 years.
Who do you have direct Guardians 3?
I would go with the Duffer Brothers, who do the guys that do Stranger Things. I think that they are kind of plugged into that mentality. I think that they were able to kind of do with Stranger Things a little bit what James Gunn did with Guardians, which is kind of nostalgic sci-fi, taking things from the past, winding it into this kind of science fiction story, adding some humor, a core group of characters that you really like and connect to, and making it feel really kind of fun and fresh and interesting. So, you know, I would be, if James Gunn called Marvel, you know, Kevin Feige tomorrow and said, hey, I'm not doing Guardians 3, I'm out. If I were Kevin Feige, and wouldn't that be nice?
Who wouldn't want to be? The bubbles that go over.
Let's all just take a moment. Like, if I were Kevin Feige. What would Kevin Feige do?
Just thinking of the estate. Sorry. I would, my next call would be the Duffer Brothers.
Jay, who would you call?
I picked Gareth Edwards, the director from Rogue One, Godzilla. He was the visual effects director from Monsters. He knows what he's doing with this. You got the Guardians, you're going to put them in space again. You're going to have these big aliens, different creatures. Somebody who knows it.
Interesting. Well, all right. So we all know what happened with Ant-Man. However, I'm going Edgar Wright.
I like how she did that.
Edgar Wright. However, Edgar Wright, I mean, I am so stupid excited for Baby Driver. It's not even funny. But that's like everything that we want. It's the nostalgia. It's the style. It's the music. The only thing is we know it would never happen because he's like, no. I want to actually be creative and I don't want to have to fit myself into the box that you guys have already built. But I think that would be super fun. Still, we don't even have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about a director.
No.
Let's talk about total speculation. What would you want to see in the story? Dan?
Well, I would first want to go and watch the Avengers Infinity War and
So I know
Avengers
where to go
4,
from
so I
there.
know where to go from there.
Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem with already, and I think there's a difference between James Gunn saying there's going to be a Guardians 3 and
Yeah.
Marvel saying there's going to be a Guardians 3 because we've discussed this before. I think they need to go in a lot of different directions after they wrap up all of these storylines with Thanos and everything and Infinity War and potentially what else comes after that,
Yeah.
Avengers 4 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
If the Guardians find a resolution to their storyline through that, I don't think you want to force it. But if there's a little piece, if there's a little bit of a missing piece that you want to go back and wrap up and do a send off, that'd be great. I'm not a fan of just endless sequels to franchises with no end in sight. I really do. I believe in storytelling in a weird way, because you can't do Guardians like you can James Bond, where it's interchangeable and you can get somebody to do it for 5 years and the stories don't have to connect. As a matter of fact, it kind of works better if they don't connect.
Yeah.
I think that the Guardians are Chris Pratt and Dave Bautista, and
Keep saying that.
exactly.
It hurts saying that, don't it?
Yeah.
You're saying Dave Bautista.
Why?
Dave
He's
Bautista.
so
He's good. I mean,
So
are you
kidding
he's good
me?
in it. It's just that you would never, when you originally heard the casting of Chris Pratt, Dave Bautista, Vin Diesel as a talking tree, Bradley Cooper as a raccoon, and Zoe Saldana. You were sitting there looking at it on paper. You're like, for real, for real.
That's an interesting mix of people. That's an interesting group.
But until we saw the first movie, we're like, oh my God, it works.
Okay, well,
it works.
Speaking, by the way, of Rocket and Groot, our beloved Roth Cornett did an interview with Vin Diesel for the movie Triple X, which you can find on YouTube, and basically he sort of implied that if James Gunn is doing another movie, another Guardians movie, it would be a Rocket and Groot spinoff.
You want to do them hard 3 words. Make sure them 3 words that he only has to do in 18 different dialects.
I am Groot.
Let me tell you, there's
Yo
no
soy Groot.
there are no 3 words in the English language that make me take a statement with more of a grain of salt than Vin Diesel said. Because Vin Diesel says a lot of crazy things.
Wait, hold on, are you saying that Fast and Furious will not be nominated for an Oscar?
I'm saying it's a long shot.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, Vin Diesel says a lot of crazy things. I'm sure that this is the guy who tried to will his way into playing Black Bolt in the Inhumans.
Yes, he did.
When he already had a part in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah, exactly.
It's the secret. You put it out, you get it back. It's the secret.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that secret is deodorant. That's not the real secret. What are you talking about?
But that does break into what, and I was talking about this on SJU yesterday over on Plus, is after this big storyline wraps up, I would like to see Marvel do more standalone stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of abandon the huge scale mythology storytelling and go with more kind of Logan-esque projects or just taking your characters and doing solo movies. So I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Yeah, just imagine it's Rocket and Groot, and they're doing sort of like a Western, and like they're both going to die, but maybe they have to kill each other first. I mean, yeah, it's like Logan, but with Rocket and Groot.
See how you really stretch and reach?
Oh my God, look at that!
But that's
face.
Baby Groot. No one wants that Groot to go. Everybody wants to bring Baby Groot home for the holiday dinners.
Oh my God.
Everybody wants to bring. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to a Rocket and Groot film at all.
Yeah.
That would be the only solo from the Guardians I would want to see. I mean,
Sure.
we don't need to see a solo Star-Lord film because basically that's what the Guardians
That's what the
1
first
was.
movie was.
Right. No one cares about a solo Gamora film, let's just be honest. And for damn sure no one wants to see a solo Drax film.
Wow.
I would watch the solo Drax.
You would?
I would. I think he might be my favorite Guardian.
Are you kidding me? For sure.
I would watch
It would
Drax.
never go over my head. My reflexes are way too fast.
Yeah.
It's like one of my favorite quotes ever. I can't believe you just said there would never be a Gamora film.
I don't think there would be a solo Gamora film.
Because
I don't.
I know, because she, ladies.
No, that has nothing to do
I can
with
see
it.
Gamora and Nebula, like a
That's what I'm
Thelma
saying.
Louise type Gamora and
Like
Nebula,
somebody like a
just
Thelma Louise
cruising
type
around
of
the
thing.
galaxy.
Yeah,
That'd be
something
nice.
like that. But just Gamora on her own? No.
Right, because we can't even get a Black Widow movie. We're certainly not getting a Gamora movie. So here's the other thing that we know. We have Ego the Living Planet coming into this movie, played by...
Kurt Russell.
Thank you for saying it, because I didn't think I
bearded
could get the words all the way
Kurt
out.
Russell.
Look at that. Oh, man. And James Gunn said, Ego's been alone for millions of years, and he's learned how to control the molecules around him in such a way as to create avatars of themselves, such as Kurt Russell. I think Ego is a very lonely character out there by himself and went off in search of love, and perhaps found it in Quill's mother. So, we know that Kurt Russell is going to play a part. Mm-hmm. How big of a part? And how many Kurt Russells will we Kurt Russell?
Well, I think it's good to say it's a way he creates avatars of themselves. Oh, I think that says that Kurt Russell doesn't have to be Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell can be anybody. Isn't
like
Kurt
Agent
Russell
Smith.
all of us? But yeah, he's like Agent Smith. It just means that if Kurt Russell's busy, I think it means you can get another Ego to come in and do like I would love if you get a legendary actor, a different one to play
keep
Ego
playing Ego every time.
Oh, that would be great.
That would be nice to keep the character going.
One day it's Harrison Ford. One movie it's
He's not flying.
exactly
fun.
Ian McKellen or
Well,
whoever.
I mean, when I first heard this, I was like, so is it sort of like being John Malkovich and it's Malkovich, Kurt Russell, Kurt Russell, Kurt Russell?
Yeah.
Could that be sort of a thing? Do you think we're going to see an army of Kurt Russells?
We
Or do you
might for
think-
this. I mean, they always tend to go above and beyond with the CGI budget. I wouldn't be surprised if we see more than one Kurt Russell on the screen for this movie, but maybe not for a long time. We might see maybe 5 or 6.
Wait, what if we get Kurt Russell the way we just saw him, and then we get like Escape from New York Kurt Russell? Like,
Snake
Yeah.
Wilson.
I mean,
let's get-
imagine, and then he's like, so we get like the CGI younger Kurt Russell fighting with older Kurt Russell?
Just give me Stuntman Mike from Death Proof.
Yeah. Or I would
Anyway.
like to pitch, if they do other, not Kurt Russells, I would like to pitch an out-of-the-box casting choice for the wisest man in the galaxy, Alex Trebek, as Ego the Living Planet.
That would probably be the greatest casting in history.
That would be the greatest casting.
That would be
in
the
Marvel
greatest
history.
Why are
casting.
you not Kevin Feige?
I wish I was. I wish that I was, if only because it would be so much easier to get around Comic-Con.
So true, but
Yes.
no, it would be impossible. You couldn't get 4 feet. But you guys, well, look, can we all tweet at Marvel and ask them to get Alex Trebek in, please? Because that would be amazing.
Please cast Alex Trebek
And
in.
speaking of bringing people in, Victor Torres, we also went to the
Yes.
internet and we asked you guys what you thought about Kurt Russell's character. What do people have to say?
Everybody wants more Kurt Russell. Why I Love Movie says, I just want more Russell, period. In Marvel, out of Marvel, anywhere.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun if, like, what if Quill saw Ego and was like, holy shit, what is Kurt Russell doing on this planet? we already know that Kevin Bacon like exists in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
So what if Ego is just like taking pop culture icons and just like manifesting himself?
Oh, that's
as-
awesome,
Yes.
That is
Victor.
great.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I love
so
it.
we want more Kurt Russell.
Who doesn't? Well, you guys, is there any other person who you think could take over the franchise if he does decide to leave? Because before we go away, I want you to think one other. Okay, we got Duffer Brothers. We've got Edgar Wright.
Garrett Edwards.
We've got Gareth Edwards. The one person we did not mention, though, is the person who I want to direct everything, which is Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele, who did Get Out, who also spoke to our beloved Roth Cornett and said straight up, I will never do a Marvel movie. But if he did, what sort of Guardians do you think he would turn in?
They would all have what's called alien guilt, going up on Wakanda and talking to the Black Panther like we are sorry for everything around the universe, and it would just be a lot of apologizing for an hour and a half.
Yeah, it'd be a personal story. They'd crash land in the first 5 minutes, and then it'd be a very personal story.
Very
You're saying you don't want a Jordan Peele Guardians?
I'm saying that I think that not every director should do every movie. And I think that Jordan Peele is so good at small scale storytelling and is so good at finding one character or a few characters and having them bounce off of each other. And I just like, it seems like every time a director has a success, everyone's like, yes, do a comic book movie. And I'm like, I don't know what Jordan Peele wants. Well, we know he doesn't want to
doesn't
do
want to.
one.
He said straight
I
up
don't
he wouldn't.
necessarily know if I want to see him do one. I love what he's doing. I want to see more of what he's doing.
Yeah,
I don't
I like
want to see
what
him
he's done,
get
Get
kind
Out.
of pounded into the studio system immediately. Like if he wants to do a comic book movie, I would love to see him take on a character that hasn't been done.
Okay.
And do a really Jordan Peele-esque comic book movie, not like, hey, here's a great name and he made a movie that we like and we're going to put him inside of a system. Is he going to fit? We'll find out.
Okay, what character? What character would you want him to take on?
Oh, that's a good one.
And it seems like Victor just had an idea because
Yeah.
I got one.
No, Roth commented, I want all the Kurt Russell.
That sounds about right.
It's true. It's absolutely true.
Give me Jordan Peele directing a Falcon movie after he's out of the army and the government and the Avengers.
Falcon by Jordan Peele.
About Jordan Peele.
That's pretty
Yes.
awesome.
Let him do a Falcon movie and just talk about how he has to make his transition into the world. He realized he ain't with Captain America no more. Now you got Sam Wilson going into a diner. They're like, you got to go in through the back.
Yeah.
He was like, I was an Avenger. Avenge your ass to that back door.
You know who else can avenge that ass? Kurt Russell. And we want to know, do you think that Ego will play a larger role in the MCU? Let us know in the comments below. You can tweet us at SJ News. Make sure to like and subscribe. And of course, you can always click here for more Screen Junkies. See you soon.